fasting is not being accepted by God, you will be only endangered when drinking water or whatsoever. And if you have a mission and you're doing diet fasting, you will not be successful during mission. It will be dangerous only. Because the dry fasting is the only thing God accepted for mission work. And now let me continue. I finished sharing my pray and dry fasting. And by the way, my tongue prayer I received, which is one of the armor of God. The tongue prayer I receive is all the languages from other countries, and my tongue prayer is allowed only. God allowed through His Holy Spirit during altar call only. If I will be in your church doing altar call, handling altar call, and then you will hear the true tongue prayer of the Holy Spirit of God. That's all God allowed me to use tongue prayer, to use the armor that comes from Him. And then this is not about me boasting, but it's about the will of God that I need to come out, because my 600 days is about telling everything that comes from God. My pray and dry fasting 600 days is not about I need to be quiet, I need to stay behind the blocks. No, it's about I need to tell everything that comes from God, all the warnings of God, the warnings of God. And also, lastly, for all Christian leaders, God warns all of you not to collect 10% tithes anymore. That's the number one about serving Him. It's about the number one. He warns all of you not to collect 10% tithes anymore. Rather, God allowed us, Christian leaders, to collect like how the widow offer up in the church in Luke 19, in Mark 12:4-3. In Mark 12:4-3, about the poor widow offered something to God. That is the only God accepted, and not 10% tithes anymore. Why? Because the Malachi 3:10 is, we know there that it's stated that comes from God talking, right? But actually, God doesn't need us Christian leaders, doesn't need you as a Christian leaders to collect 10% tithes anymore. That's the only thing that if you want the Holy Spirit of God presence in your church, if you want God Holy presence to guide you, to revive you, to baptize you with the Holy Spirit, all the members will be revived if you will not collect 10% tithes. That's the promise of God, that if you avoid anymore collecting 10% tithes, He will be there. His holy presence, His Holy Spirit will be there with you if you are not going to collect tithes anymore. Instead, you need to collect comes from the heart of all your members. Cheerful giver. In Corinthians, cheerful giver is what God accepted. And I don't have much time to share why God is allowing everyone not to collect tithes, and He's warning everyone not to collect tithes anymore if you want Him to be there in your church. That's the number one command of God. After my journey, 600 days, that's the number one command that I received to share to all Christian leaders around the world not to collect tithes anymore. If you want Holy Father to revive your church, you need to stop collecting 10% tithes, and rather instead you need to collect like how the widowed offer. Let me read the Mark 4 the Mark 12:4-3 saying, so this is Jesus Christ. So he called his disciples to himself and said to them, assuredly I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given to the treasury. This is during in the synagogue where Jesus Christ is telling his disciples the example of how to offer up in the church. And when Jesus Christ says, I say to you that this poor widow put in more than all offering that you can offer up, it's only the poor widow accepted by God. Whether you are offering up all your gold, whether you are offering up all your money because you have a lot of money, and you are offering up tithes because you can offer up tithes, but this poor widow in Mark 12:4-3 is the only offerings God accepted, and nothing else from the Old Testament. Can you find Jesus Christ teaching about all members to offer up 10% tithes? Really, after my journey, pray and fasting 600 days, he assured me to all Christian leaders, if you will believe about this warning from God, you need to stop collecting tithes. If you want him to revive your church, that's all he wants from all Christian leaders. Okay, that's all for today, and thank you for listening to me.